Hey everyone, welcome to another video by XJW Tarly. I hope you're all well. In my last video I talked about shunning, especially by my siblings, and today I was just going to fill you all in with what's going on with my dad. So I've been out now for almost 2 years, and in that time my dad has stayed in contact with me, even though, you know, during my fade, I decided to just tell my family that I was no longer going to be a Jehovah's Witness. My siblings just straight up shunned me after that, but my dad stayed in contact with me, which I was really grateful for. And I know compared to a lot of other ex-JWs out there, I was extremely lucky to still have him. I put up a post at the start of the month in one of the ex-JW groups on Facebook saying that, you know, I'd noticed the contact between me and my dad was starting to diminish, and I had mentioned that I was probably going to write him an email. I did write the email, and so I've got it here on my iPad next to me. And I mean, I know I could have probably given him a phone call and just spoken to him, but for me, I find quite often when it comes to talking about, you know, big subjects like this one, I found it easier to just write it out in an email to him. That way I had time to sort of think about exactly what I wanted to say, and I was quite happy with how the email turned out. Basically, yeah, I just mentioned to him that I thought it was better that I emailed rather than called, and that how I'd noticed how our contact was starting to diminish. It was slowly at first, you know, just a phone call here and there, just, you know, just a little chat. How are you going? Nothing major. And then for about 2 weeks, I didn't hear from him at all. No phone call, no messages. I mentioned to him that I was glad that he didn't just straight up shun me when I told him that I was leaving. And I just said to him as well, I'll just read straight from the email. Surely you can see that I am for the first time in my life truly happy. I can for the first time be who I really am. And people seem to really love me for who I am. Not because I'm someone in the congregation who they have to show love to, but because they actually do love me. And I also wrote to him, I think you have seen in the past 2 years since I left the religion how I have become more at ease in life. I've never ever felt good enough or that I was good at anything. I know the few reasons for this now. The constant pressure from the organisation to do more, even when you were doing all you can whilst dealing with mental illness. And I just mentioned how when I was a teenager, my siblings were pretty harsh on me. I mean, looking back at it now, they obviously didn't know I had anxiety and depression, but they kept prodding me to do stuff. They were always saying how lazy I was, but it's like, I have anxiety. You know, I'm not trying to be lazy. Anyway, so I just mentioned that to my dad, just to give him something to look back and think on, and to realise how now I'm more at ease, I'm more myself. I don't have the constant pressure of trying to do better, but I set my own goals and my own challenges in order to make myself better in my own way, not having some organisation saying this is how you should do it. Anyway, I went on in my email to him, Dad, I'm speaking openly with you. Too often things get brushed over and never really dealt with. I'm not afraid to say how I feel or how I think. No, I'm no longer a Jehovah's Witness, but I always will be your daughter, even though you may think I will die if Armageddon comes. Why not spend the time that we do have together in each other's company? I think we've done pretty well the past 2 years to avoid talking about anything that would cause stumbling. Yes, I do have a YouTube channel where I talk about my experiences as a JW. I'm not trying to hide that, although I'm sure my brothers have told you. This is not an attack on any individual. I have a lot of issues with the organisation and their practices. So that was the main gist of my email to my dad. So I sent that a few weeks ago, and I left it for about a week or two, just for him to read it and digest it. But I never heard anything back from him, so I ended up sending him a message saying, hey, did you read my email? All he got back was, yeah, I did. That's the reply that I got. So, I guess that's where we're at. We're at the point now where I'm being shunned by all my family. And that sucks. But what can you do? I'm happy that I sent my dad that email. That was really important to do that. But yeah, this is where we are. So I just thought I would do this video just to fill you in on what's happening. And I mean, obviously I'm sad that, my dad is now shunning me, but, I guess over the past few months I've kind of been expecting that to happen anyway. It's just a shame that he, as well as my siblings, are missing out on the best time in my life. And, I'm happy, I'm in such a good place, and I'm having all these good things happen and doing more than I ever have before in my life, and they're missing out on it. But what can you do? Hopefully, I really do hope that they see these videos, I know they know about my channel, and I really hope that they do watch this and maybe sit down and think about it for a little bit and realise that family is so much more important than any religion. Anyway, just so you know, I'm all good. I've got a good support network. I love all my ex-JW crew out there. Thanks for the support, by the way. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you like what I've done here today in my other videos, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.